Hi, welcome back to Jonesy Chats Wrestling. I'm back today to discuss last night's NXT Vengeance Day pay-per-view. Also going to discuss the latest signs in NXT, quite a bit going on. Let's get to this then. So I'm running solo today. Thank you for checking the video out. I really appreciate the recent likes, subs and comments. They keep me going. They keep me sort of entertained. They keep the channel going as well. Really appreciate that. So let's get to this then. So we're going to start with the NXT TakeOver. We'll go into that kind of first. So the TakeOver obviously started on. We had the pre-show. The pre-show was okay. It was not much kind of happened. There was a lot of videos. The main highlight of the pre-show was the announcement of Eli Drake. Eli Drake is in WWE NXT. What a nice surprise. Really great to see him back on his feet after his release from NWA Power last year. Former Impact World Champion. Always really rated his work. Very charismatic. I think this is great. He's finally there, sort of in NXT. He's got a new gimmick as well, LA Knight. Really like that name. I think it's a great feel. I think it's going to get very synonymous. It's a great way to debut him. I enjoyed it. He didn't really do too much, but the interaction he had with Wade Barrett was entertaining. I think he was quite good at getting rid of the rest of the other panel, if that makes sense. I think he took over. I think it was a really good start. But no, interesting signing. We are going to go into the signings later on in the video. So let's get to the pay-per-view then. So the pay-per-view obviously starts. It starts up with the Women's Dusty Cup, and that's obviously going to be Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez facing Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. This match for me, absolutely fantastic. They did such a good job here of building up basically Raquel Gonzalez. Like the only way that the baby faces Shotzi and Ember could get any offense was double teaming her. And yeah, really, really good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. As predicted, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai got the windfall there. Raquel Gonzalez clearly destined for bigger things. She was the main kind of star here, although they got a double sort of pin on Blackheart. It was great. I think there was a lot of spots. Every time I see shots of Blackheart, she sort of goes in the air. I am kind of worried she's going to land on her head, but this was fun. It kept you kind of guessing to the end who was going to win, but I enjoyed it. And I think the good thing about this is, obviously, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai are now going to have a match against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler potentially. The Nia Jax and the Raquel Gonzalez dynamic's going to be really, really interesting to see. I'm quite looking forward to seeing how that happens, unless they switch that tag team belts. But no, great win. Interested to see where this goes next, basically. We're then going to go into kind of the next match. We then obviously had the match, which was NXT North American title, Johnny Gargano, Kushida. This was an absolutely fantastic match. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, before the match, we had Dexter Lumis take away Austin Theory, so he was kind of out of the equation. This was full of loads of near falls. Johnny Gargano throughout the match appeared to be he was going to get beat. He was going to get beat, and then somehow or another he was able to sort of survive. This was really, really good. There was loads of near falls, and the quality of the match, it just blew me away. I was just so impressed. This is what wrestling should be, and this was very entertaining. I don't know if it was due to the question mark of who was going to win. But no, as predicted, Gargano picks up the win. Very big win for Gargano. A couple of key spots of this. I really enjoyed it when Gargano basically sort of was flipped off the top rope and the armbar submissions and stuff like that. I just thought it was really technical. I felt that this should be a New Japan match rather than NXT. I just thought it was fantastic, really. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think this really, all this did was elevate both wrestlers. Kushida hasn't lost anything by losing this match, so it was really, really good. And probably my match of the year so far this year. I thought it was fantastic, really. But Johnny Gargano's retained. It's proved that he can do it even when his backup in Austin Theory and the Way are not there. We then obviously had a sort of a backstage kind of promo where it showed Mercedes Martinez getting warmed up and Tony Storm and stuff. They were hyping it up. We then had this men's Dusty Cup Classic between MSK and Grizzly Veterans. What a match. This match was superb. Another high flying. The Grizzly Veterans, they are such good opponents for MSK. And Nas Carlton Wesley, the aerial ability and the moves and stuff, it's just so exciting. They're really a level above, really. I think these guys, there's no limit to what they can do. I think the transition from Impact Wrestling to NXT is flawless. I'm really kind of enjoying the work. And as I said, MSK did pick up the windfall, which was great. A couple of key spots. I really like the kind of the Doomsday. There was a Doomsday device where Gibson basically lifted up Lee and Drake did a suicide dive into a clothesline. That was amazing. That was like, oh my God. It made the Legion of Doom / Road Warriors Doomsday device. It was almost like it transitioned. We're 20 years on. It was almost like a transitional move. But as predicted, MSK got the windfall. That was a clever move. They had to get the win here. You brought them in to do this. And there's meat on the bone for Grizzly Veterans and MSK to kind of have another match potentially. But I'd love to see MSK facing Danny Burch and Orny Lorcan down the line. I think that would be really, really good. But MSK are the winners of the Dusty Cup. So well done, WWE and NXT. That was a great move. And I just thought it was really, really fun. Okay, we're now going to kind of go to what happened next. We then had a video about Cameron Grimes doing his new gimmick. And this was fantastic. There was a great song done by Joseph Williams. I thought it looked really, really fun. And Grimes, since he come back on NXT this past week, has been absolutely phenomenal. I love the new character. I couldn't really stand Cameron Grimes before, but this new character, he's so much fun. He could be one of the best things in WWE. I really like to see, calling it now, I could see us doing it, getting a Cameron Grimes $1 Million Man type stable where he goes around to the roster and builds up wrestlers. Do you remember the time when $1 Million Man bought 1-2-3 Kid and he bought people? I could see Cameron Grimes doing that. There's nothing stopping him. So I could see him going up to people trying to get his own stable. But this has got a lot of room. I think this could go on the main roster. I think it's that good. I think the gimmick's that good, that clever. It's such a good reinvention. And I'm interested to see how long it kind of works, really. We then obviously had this NXT Women's Triple Threat. Io Shirai, Mercedes Martinez, Toni Storm. This was okay. For me, it probably the weakest match of the night. It did what it needed to do. A couple of things. Obviously, the table spot. They went to do a table spot. The table, unfortunately, gave way. They did really well to work around that. And it was just okay. I didn't think there was anything kind of outstanding. The only thing that was kind of outstanding for me was when Io Shirai kind of jumped off, like the pole. She climbed up some pole and jumped off, which was just crazy. Every time she does that, I'm getting flashbacks to NXT War Games where she jumped off the cage. I'm getting that. But obviously, Io Shirai got the windfall. She got the pinfall there. And it made sense for her to obviously get the pinfall. She was obviously going to get the pinfall here. It was a retainment. It was another prediction we nailed. Interested to see what they do next. I think Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez is a way to go down potentially, but there is room now for Toni Storm and Io Shirai to have another match. But a successful win here. An interesting note, though, this match was meant to go 20 minutes. Apparently, it went 13. So due to the table spots and stuff going on, they cut 7 minutes here. So that's interesting to know what they cut. It must be because of the table spot. But no, this was a fun match. I think definitely we've got to do Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez. I think that would be sort of a match I want to see. And I think that's where Io will drop the belt, definitely. We then obviously had sort of a backstage segment where LA Knight, former Eli Drake, was signing his NXT contract with William Regal. I like that. You're getting him also on the main show here in case anybody didn't see the pre-show. And this is a great signing. We'll go into that later. We then obviously had this main event, Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. Wow, this match blew me away. This was absolutely fantastic. Such a good world title match, even when we knew who was winning. It was so good that did so much in making Pete Dunne have the question mark to whether he can get the win, really. I think they really did a great job. They traded a lot of sort of physical moves. There was a lot of close spots, and the time they had, it was only 25 minutes, but it flew by. I really thought this elevated both wrestlers. Obviously, Finn Balor did get the win there, so that was another prediction which we nailed, which we got right, which is really, really good. He obviously got the win after the lifting 1-9-16 DDT. Interesting match. So obviously we got Finn Balor retain, which was fun. And I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking, because I didn't watch it live, I'm thinking, God, there's still a lot of time here. What's going to happen? Half expected Karrion Kross to come up, but no. Finn Balor's then ambushed by Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch, the NXT Tag Team Champions. They kind of do a beatdown. And then they toss, obviously, Finn back into the ring. Finn then gets attacked by Pete Dunne. They do a beatdown. Then you get the Undisputed Era run out. Undisputed Era obviously come out. And then, obviously, as it looks like, they're going to basically they clear the ring. It looks like Finn's going to join Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly's welcoming. Adam Cole's not so sure. And Roderick Strong isn't so sure. Next thing you know, they're all standing there. And I'm thinking, oh, this is too predictable. This is very, very samey. I don't really like this. I don't like the whole babyface thing. Next thing you know, Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor. Oh my God, that's brilliant. What a twist. What a swerve. NXT needed a heel, and this is a really great move for me. I think this was fantastic. We then get he then super kicks he then super kicks Kyle O'Reilly, and then it leaves him and Roderick Strong kind of leaving. So Adam Cole, Roderick Strong leave. This is the end. Looks to be the end of the Undisputed Era, and this further sets up kind of probably a match. I think we are going to potentially get a Finn Balor, Adam Cole match down the line. They appear to have abandoned the Karrion Kross thing potentially. I don't know why. The only thing I can think of maybe is that Karrion is destined on the main roster. But what a good way to end the pay-per-view. Not only have you had a 5-star match for 25 minutes, you've got a further cliffhanger. You're ending the pay-per-view on a cliffhanger. I wish WWE would do this more often. This was so much fun. And heel turn, long overdue. Maybe it would have been better at War Games, but really kind of enjoyed it. In terms of an overall score for the show, for me, I think this was, I'm going to definitely go for, this has got to be like a 9 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic. So many good things. Even the women's match that was weak was still fantastic. I think everything was so much fun. And yeah, this was what TakeOver is all about. This is the best TakeOver I've seen since COVID, basically. I think this was so, so good. And I think interested where they go next. They've done a great job of elevating new talent. But no, this was definitely my event of the year in 2021. But yeah, that's been my review of the pay-per-view. If you've got any comments or thoughts on that, leave them below. We're going to go into kind of the signings now. So not only that, did we have this fantastic pay-per-view, there's a lot of news that's gone around the last 24 hours. WWE are going on an aggressive spending spree. They have hired such people as Eli Drake, as shown on the pay-per-view. Not only is the former Impact Women's World Champion, Taya Valkyrie, she's signed, so she's going to be coming in. Not too sure where she'll be based yet, whether it'll be the main roster or NXT. That's a fantastic addition. And also, not only that, they've also signed Harlem Bravado. I was really excited about all the signings. Regarding Harlem Bravado, this guy was formerly in Ring of Honor. He also did a lot of work in Japan. He's a great character. I really like his kind of promo work and stuff. I saw him live at a big league wrestling show, and I just thought it was great. It's great that these WWE are going for these seasoned wrestlers rather than rookies, basically. There's not nothing wrong with rookies, but we're going to see a load of seasoned wrestlers potentially on the main product, which is good. I think it's going to be so much fun to see more seasoned wrestlers such as Taya Valkyrie, LA Knight, Eli Drake, Harlem Bravado and stuff. I just thought it was fantastic. Yeah, really happy with WWE. Let's hope they do this. There's apparently more names to be mentioned. We'll see what happens in the coming days. Hopefully we get some on the main roster, because I think NXT, it's great to boost your ratings against AEW, but we need to see some of these main wrestlers or main signings on Raw, in my opinion, definitely. This has been your NXT review, and this has also been the signings discussion. Thank you for watching the video. This has been Jonesy Chats Wrestling. In terms of content this week, we've got the Raw review coming tomorrow. That'll be with Steve. On Thursday, I'm hoping to film another podcast, and that'll be with none other than normal Raw colleague, Josh. Josh knows Harlem Bravado really, really well. They've got a lot of stories from their time together at Big League Wrestling, so we're going to go into that. So anybody wants to know about Harlem Bravado, we'll get the lowdown this Thursday. And yeah, this has been Jonesy Chats Wrestling. Thank you for watching the video. And yeah, please keep subscribing. Please leave me some comments. And if you leave a thumbs up, that's great. Thank you very much. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Monday. Thank you for watching.